services and plugins. So this week we're going to get off the Divi bandwagon and get on to something different. I will say that I will probably do quite a bit of Divi extensions and services and add-ons simply because Divi is sort of my bread and butter. It's what I like to use the most in my development, and uh, it's a really great product and has some really great products that go with it. So that being said, I do want to definitely focus on doing more than just Divi. So this week we're going to do a service slash plugin called WP Core. Now what this does is allows you to create collections of WordPress plugins that you use on a regular basis. So let's say you are a developer. Most of us as developers have a set of core plugins that we use on pretty much every website that we build. This plugin allows you to go in and create collections of those plugins and be able to quickly and easily install them anytime you start a new website. So you create a new website, all you've got to do is install the WP Core plugin, and then you can add your collection key for the relevant collection and start and in bulk add all of your plugins in at once. And I think that's really great. So that definitely makes things a lot faster and a lot easier for a plugin developer or for a WordPress developer. So we are on the homepage of WP Core. So I wanted to show you just a little bit of this here. Now you see these collections here. This is one of the great features about this is when you create a collection, you can make it either public or private. If you make it public, then it will show up in their community basically and allow other people to use that same collection. They'll be able to access the collection key simply by clicking on this. They can clone it into their own collection and it creates their own collection key. Then they can take that collection and they can add that to their sites as well. So if you've created a really kick-butt collection, share it with their community simply by making it public. If you want to make it private, then nobody else can access it and it is your collection alone. Pricing wise, it is really well priced. You do have a free account available and it is free forever. That's what I'm on, as you see. And you can create up to 2 collections with 18 plugins per collection. So that's a total of 36 plugins. The disadvantage to the free account, for me, the biggest disadvantage to having a free account is that you can only use WordPress.org plugins. You can't add your own custom plugins or third-party premium plugins. So that's a little bit of a disadvantage, and I'm going to be upgrading myself to the paid plan, in fact, to avoid that. I'm not sure why my prices are showing in Canadian dollar since I'm in the U.S., but whatever. The prices are relatively close. So annually, it's $4.17 a month, so around $50. Monthly, it's $7. The Pro version gives you the ability to manage up to 200 collections with 100 plugins each collection. You can add your own custom plugins, so either your plugins that you've developed or third-party plugins can all be added. You can subscribe to plugin update notifications so that you get notified anytime any of these plugins are updated, and you can therefore update your collection to match the most recent versions. So as you see, it's really affordable and really easy to do. You can go up here and you can browse public collections. You can browse WordPress plugins. All right, but let's go ahead and click on Manage Collections. Now, the first thing you've got to do is go over to your website and you have to install WP Core, which as you see, I've already installed it. So we're going to go ahead and click there. And once you have your account in place and the plugin is set up, you're going to want to add a collection key, but you've got to create a collection first. So we're going to go ahead and create a new collection since we don't have any. And we're going to call it Uncensored. And we're going to make this one private. And we're going to click Continue. So now what you want to do is add your plugins in. Now, if you go ahead and you click Custom Plugins, you're going to see that it's telling you to upgrade if you're on a free account. So again, you do have to have a paid account in order to use custom plugins. If you click the plus next to WordPress.org, now basically what you want to do is you want to search for a plugin by name or by slug. If it's a registered slug of a plugin, then that plugin will come up. I think you get more accurate if you do go by name, but maybe you don't know the name of the plugin. In this case, let's go ahead and add Yoast, for example, as our first plugin. All right, boom, you see that's added. Then let's go ahead and add, let's say, Forminator. And let's add one more. How about Supercash? There we go. All right, so there's 3 plugins in our collection. We'll just start there. But again, you can add more plugins to it if you want. All right, now what we're going to do now that we have a collection is we have our collection key set right there, so it's really easy to access. So we're just going to go ahead and copy that, and then we're going to bring it over here. We're going to add it in. We're going to save collection, and you see that our collection is now added in there. So now, once you've done this and you have your collections added, you can just go over here and you install plugins, and you can choose which ones. Like, so the cool thing is you don't necessarily have to install every single plugin in your collection every single time. So let's say there's one that you, particular site that you're working on, you don't need this particular plugin, just don't select that one. So you're basically just going to go here and do this, bulk actions, install, and apply. So it's very much as similar to how you would install other plugins, but look at the time we've saved. I've just installed 3 plugins in the time it would have taken me to install 1 plugin normally. So it definitely has allowed to speed up time. So let's go back to the WP Core page. You can always delete a collection anytime. And if you're doing a client site, obviously you're probably going to want to do that at some point. But at the same time, you can just delete the WP Core plugin, and that will obviously delete the collection. So you can clear your cache. You can use WP CLI to do it. That is a really great tool for me, in my opinion. I don't use WP CLI a lot myself, but I know a lot of people that do, especially power developers and stuff. But the fact that you do have that option to use it is really, really good option, and I think that's kind of a game changer. So that is pretty much the all of WP Core. So like I said, you have, let's go ahead and do one more though, just to show you how the public collections work. So let's go ahead and okay, let's go ahead and do the basic set. So we're going to clone this set, clone this collection. Okay, and there you go. We're now on that collection. You see that it's got all that on there. So again, we're just going to take the collection key, bring it over. We're going to add another collection key. Click save. Now install plugins. And boom, you've got all those other ones available, ready to be installed. So again, you'd install these so quickly and so much easier than you normally would have to. Overall, I think this tool is really great. I think it's really super easy to use. I love the fact that you have the ability to share and receive public collections. So you can take advantage of tools provided by other developers, for example. All right, so that is pretty much it. That is WP Core. Honestly, I don't see any real negatives to this myself. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It does it well. I've not had any kind of bugs pop up or anything like that. So I would say it's pretty good. It is a simple plugin. It's very basic in what it does, but the fact that it can save you a ton of time is really great. All right, folks, I think that is pretty good. That is the end of WP Core. So I don't really see any negatives about this plugin. Really, everything works pretty much perfectly how it's supposed to. I haven't seen any bugs. It's not slow. It's pretty fast, and it's super, super easy to use. So I would go ahead and consider using this, folks. So next week we'll be back with another episode. And if again, as always, if you have any suggestions for plugins, themes, or services that we should review, then definitely let us know, and we'll get those on there. And or we'll do our best to get those. If it is a premium product and you're able to provide us with a license key that we can use even just temporarily for the review process, that would be really awesome, but not absolutely necessary. And again, if you are a plugin developer and we do a review on your product or service, then you are free to come on to the show anytime to talk a little further about your product. We have that open invitation to you. So thank you, and we'll see you next week in episode 4.